Vic from Movie Design, and today I want to show you step by step how to make a bowl blank like this using broken skateboards. And then you can make a bowl like this. Woo! Okay, first, you're gonna need a bunch of skateboards so that you can make a bowl blank out of them. And if you wanna know where I get my broken skateboards from, you can check out this video right up here.
Pretty much, you're gonna have skaters breaking their skateboards, going to a skate shop to get a new one, and then they're gonna drop off their broken skateboards, and skate shops are gonna have a bunch of broken skateboards laying around in their shop.
So figure it out. Okay, so after you figured out how to get some skateboards, you're gonna realize you're gonna have to take off the grip tape. If it's sunny outside, I'll just leave it out in the sun for about 30 minutes and it heats up enough that it's easier for me to take off the grip tape. If you don't have the California sun, you could always use this heat gun and just kind of go over it for about 5 minutes, and then it's easier to take it off. Okay, so it's hot enough. What you want to do is get a sharp knife, split the grip tape off the skateboard, and then split it all open. And you want to make sure everything is in one piece. That's key. Okay, now what you want to do is get a dowel and just wrap it around, and then get a heat gun and just go over the whole grip tape, and it should be easier to take it off. Once you have the grip tape off, we have to cut these skateboards into more manageable pieces. There's several different ways to do it, but I like using the miter saw. And what you want to do is you want to cut off any of the broken pieces, and you want to save as much of it as possible, as well as cut right where the first holes start, and that's where you want to save. That's one portion, as well as about 1 inch away, and that's another part that you want to save, as well as the nose and the tail. Okay, so I have all these skateboards cut into pieces. I have the nose and the tail right over here. And I also have the middle portion, which only has one concave that you need to worry about. These are really good. Also have these hardware pieces where you have all the truck holes. These are good for any turning blanks, as well as I made a dodecahedron pencil holder out of these. So I'll have that video right up here if you haven't seen that. And you have a bunch of these pieces that are fairly unstable, and so I don't really know what to do with these. So I've been giving it away, but I'll figure something out. We're only going to be focused on these, so we have to sand it. And the best method of sanding all these graphic and glue residue, as well as there's paint on the backside from where I get my skateboards. So the best way that I found to do is using these King Arthur's Holy Galahad carving disc. So we have different grits. For me, medium works pretty well, and I probably wouldn't continue this if I didn't know about this. And I tried any kind of sanding paper, it clogs up because of the glue residue, as well as flat disc on an angle grinder. This, I haven't changed it ever since I got it. I would highly recommend you investing one of these. I'll have a link down in the description below so you can check it out. Let's go sand it. The worst part of this whole process is sanding. Okay, so the worst part is over. All the nose and tails are sanded and ready for glue up. When I'm gluing these nose and tails, I like to use this mat from Rockler. I'll have the links down below. And I like to use this little silicone pad with this little brush. And I use Type-On 3. This has open time about 10 minutes. Let's get it ready and I'll show you exactly how this works. Okay, so before I glue these up, I usually arrange them in a way that it kind of matches the concave, and so it'll be easier to glue it up. And I'm using my DIY press, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so I have it all glued up. Since my press fits 2 bowl blanks at a time, I'm gonna clamp this up when I'm gluing up the other blank so that it kind of sets into place, comes out straight, just like this. Now, if you don't have a press like this, you could just use F-style clamps that's a little bit stronger, not the Harbor Freight ones. It should work. If there is some kind of gaps, make sure to fill it up with epoxy so that it doesn't pop out on you when you're turning. Cool? Alright. We'll set that aside while we glue up this other blank. Okay, now if you happen to have a press like this, make sure to pump it slowly and make sure it's not moving while it's pumping. Nice. Let's talk about this press for real quick. It's really simple. I just found a piece that's long and rigid, and then I connected the top and the bottom using some holes and some bolts. Now that was not strong enough, and so I had Eric from Cutworks weld up some beams for the support as well as all around the connections and the joints, and it made it much stronger. This is the best way you could possibly go. And I'm using 12 tons of pressure, and this should be more than enough to help out with the concave and flatten it out a little bit so that you have a tight glue up that's ready for the lathe. We'll come back tomorrow and see how we did. Okay, it's tomorrow and it should be dry. I usually keep it about minimum 8 hours in the press. Let's take it off and see how we did. Okay, these bowl blanks look pretty good, and what you could do is you could mount the faceplate on it and start turning it, but you're going to be turning a lot of air, so which is going to take a lot of time, as well as if you did a poor job, it might explode on you when you're turning. So I don't know if you noticed, but I got a brand new bandsaw, so I'm going to use that to cut these into more manageable sizes. This is my brand new bandsaw. I partnered up with Grizzly to show off this bad boy. This is the G0513X2VF, and this thing is beast. And right now you can save 10% off if you use the code WOBY10 on this model as well as G0513ANV. So check it out. I'll have the links down in the description. So here it is, a bowl blank made out of recycled skateboards using the nose and the tail. I tried to make a sick ass one and failed miserably. So if you want to see how to turn these bowl blanks, check out this video right up here. I sent a blank to Johnny from Crafted Workshop and he made a video on it. So check it out, and it's a really good video on how to turn these bowl blanks. Since I don't have time right now to make these bowls, I'm gonna go ahead and put these bowl blanks on my website, which is woby.design. Speaking of websites, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Let's just say that you end up making a bunch of these bowls out of recycled skateboards. How are you gonna sell it? Squarespace has award-winning design templates which allows you to customize them to fit your style as well as your professional needs. There are an unlimited number of products that you can sell on Squarespace. You can even purchase your domain directly from Squarespace. So if you don't have a website for this year, 2020, check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And if you're actually ready to make a website, go to squarespace.com/Wobi to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks, Squarespace. Whew. Okay, so that's it. This is what it takes to make a bowl blank out of recycled skateboards. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Until next time, bye everybody. Woo!